Hi, this is Kristi from Beginnails. Today I'm going to be sharing a tutorial for a vertical gradient. A vertical gradient goes from the left to the right of the nail instead of going from the cuticle to the end of the nail. And here is a subtle one. Now what you need before you get started is a nail polish, of course. I recommend the same finish so that you get a smoother transition between colors, a latex barrier, or if you're allergic to something similar, I'm going to be using Mani Defender from Lantern and Wren, a quick dry top coat, makeup sponges, an orange stick for cleanup, as well as acetone, and of course always a base coat. For this mani, I also used an undercoat of white to make it pop more. For this gradient, I will be using this neon purple called Unforgettable from Ellison's Organics and a neon pink called Irresistible. Both can be purchased through lanternandwren.com. Here's a closer look at the makeup sponges that I'll be using. They come in wedges and they're typically connected. So what I do is grab one and rip it off. And many times what I'll find living in a house with pets is that I will get either cat hair or there'll be debris on the sponge. Now the easiest way to remove that is with Scotch tape. You want to make sure that your sponge is pristine and clean before you start using it on your nail, or that's going to be transferred onto your gradient. My first step in doing my nails is always using a base coat. I need a base coat because it, one, helps prevent staining and also smooths out my nail bed. When doing gradients, you want to start with a base color. Your base color will always be the lightest color in your gradient, so you can build off of it. With neons, white is always the best, as it gives your mani a really strong color pop. If you've been struggling with gradients and the color's not sticking, this may be your answer. Always add a top coat over your base color and let it dry before you start your gradient. In today's mani, I will be using Mani Defender, which is a liquid latex shield. It can be bought from lanternandwren.com. When I apply my Mani Defender, I put it on my skin surrounding the nail and any nooks and crannies. This makes cleanup at the end of any nail art so much easier and faster. I have found that to get the nice, clean, one peel pull at the end of your nail art with your latex, 2 coats is the key. Now the fun begins. So we're going to take that clean makeup sponge and slap a coat of Irresistible on. Then I'm going to overlap just slightly Unforgettable. Now the initial time I do this, there's going to be excess polish on the sponge. So what I do is take the sponge and blot it real quick on a piece of paper to get that excess off. Then I'm going to go in and start blotting on my nail. Now the first pass, it's not going to be that opaque, so you will need to redo this process somewhere between 3, 4, 5 times. For this tutorial specifically, I repeated this process 3 times. And here is the last, final, 3rd time going in and touching up spots, especially at the edges where the nooks and crannies are. Now this cleanup step helped me quite a bit with gradients especially. The problem I was running into is that the polish will dry to the latex and your nail, and when you peel the latex off, sometimes you'll get little, peekaboos of your base color. So what I'm doing is going around with an orange stick and some acetone and breaking those connections of polish on latex to polish on my nail. This will allow for a nice clean peel of the Mani Defender. in the next step. And the final few steps that you're going to do is take some tweezers or your thumb and finger and peel off the Mani Defender in one clean, beautiful peel. I then go in with a little makeup brush and some acetone and clean up any straggling pieces that are around the nail. And then I did add a matte top coat over this just to give it some extra protection. And here's the final look, a very subtle neon purple to neon pink gradient. Thanks for watching.